In the military, we have programs where soldiers are partnered with senators and congressmen who promote legislation that affects the military, and it's a one-year fellowship. So to go back to like a question you asked earlier, programs like that would complement ideas that were presented. The Troops to Teachers program that is somewhat thriving in areas, but not so much. And as the military draws down, we have now these families that had dependable, safe areas that they were living and surviving in, and now they're going out into, community populations. So we also in DODEA have lots of support through military family life counselors that help us in the classrooms with that social emotional teaching of grit, and we establish lots of community school partnerships. So to get to my question, and we have like the military interstate compact, how can we use those types of ideas that are for just the 1% that's happening and translate that? Because when it works for the military, it's going to work in those rural areas, it's going to work in those urban areas, but it's about establishing those community school partnerships. So if you can find my question in there or statement, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
There's a lot of great points in this. So first let me say, I'm just a huge fan of what DODEA does. The former head of Mayor Lisa Fitzgerald is a good friend. I spent a huge amount of time with her. A couple of different pieces. One of the reasons why high standards and common standards are important is we think about our military families that move 8 and 10 and 12 times. I can't tell you how many young people I've met with who have been to 11 different schools, 13 different schools. They move from state to state. One state they're 2 years ahead, one state they're 2 years behind. Same kids, same whatever. And the least we can do for our military families is provide their children with a good education. And these guys give up, who risk everything for us. It's fun. I talk to people currently serving and to vets. They never ever ask for anything for themselves. They always just say, please take care of my kids. And I worry when I travel for a couple of days and don't get home to my family. I talk to kids who haven't seen their dad or mom in 12 months and don't know if they'll ever come home. And it just puts everything in perspective. So that's one piece of what we're thinking about. Secondly, to your point of pairing folks in the military with legislators, state and federal level, my vote is that's a no-brainer for this organization. Again, you guys got to own this. But we can't figure that out for those that want to do that and start to build those relationships systemically, not anecdotally, but part of this organization's mission. I think that would be extraordinary. The final thing is I'm a huge fan of the Troops to Teachers program. And we haven't talked about this today. I worry a lot about the lack of diversity amongst our teachers. I worry that our teachers do not reflect the diversity of our nation. For the first time in our nation's history, our public schools this fall we think will be majority minority. Think about what that means for our country, and let's never go back the other way. We don't have enough men of color. If you've been to Iraq, if you've been to Afghanistan, you're not too worried about inner city Philly or Chicago. You're going to handle that situation pretty well. And our young boys and our young girls desperately need men to be mentors and role models, teachers, counselors, coaches, social workers. So whatever we can do, we fund this, some others are like, whatever we can do to build those alternative certification paths, bring back those people who have served our country, bring them into our schools, have them be coaches, have them be teachers, have them be counselors. We can't do enough of that. It's an amazing source of talent for our nation's public schools.